Well, thank you for joining us, Jennifer. Can you please start off telling us a little bit about yourself and what Total Septic does?
Sure. My name's Jennifer. I work for Total Septic. My official title is CFO, but it really boils down to pretty much being responsible for anything administrative from HR to IT to finance and everything in between. Total Septic is, I'd say, a mid-size family-owned full-service septic company. We also do excavation. In regards to septic, when I say full service, installs, maintenance, repairs, contracts, like all of those things, both commercial and residential. We've been in business almost 10 years. We serve, we call it the North Dallas area. We're kind of an hour radius around McKinney, Anna. So everything from Flower Mound on the west side all the way over to like Whitewright and Greenville, Pottsboro down to North Dallas.
And so, what kind of challenges were you guys facing before you started working with Excavation Marketing Pros?
Yeah, I would say it was maybe even less about challenges and just more realizing that at almost the 10-year mark, we had done a lot of things right. We had had really steady growth, been able to maintain that growth. And it was the realization, as great as we were doing, word of mouth, referrals, and business growth only get you so far. No matter how great you are, no matter how wonderful your reviews are, no matter how well staffed you are, if you can only do so much business and have so many people speaking about you. So we decided one of the main things that prompted us to talk to you was that we were ready to do something different in regards to growth trajectory and get beyond just organic word of mouth growth.
And so, what made you choose Excavation Marketing Pros as to other options that you had available to you?
Yeah, we had, I would say, dabbled in marketing. I say dabbling because we probably signed up with, I think, three different online marketing companies before we had a conversation with you. It was all very similar. It was all about Google management, SEO optimization, or that's probably duplicate because of the O, but you know what I'm saying. It was very focused on that. A lot of big talk from, I would say, bigger companies, more national type companies that are really focused on probably numbers more than they are on the individuals that they're supposed to be servicing. So when we had a conversation with Excavation Marketing, we felt like the approach was broader and what you guys were bringing to the table as far as solutions. And we also felt like it was going to be more customized and specific to our needs. And then that proved to be true.
And so, what has your experience been like working with us so far?
It's really been good. We right off the bat, you guys came in and redid our Facebook page, and I would say just for that alone, this relationship was worth it. It was an immediate win. It looks more professional. We were able to interact with you guys more directly on what was going on with our Facebook. Again, we had partnered with somebody else to maintain it before, and it was just a very different ball game. So that was really successful. Also, you guys got us set up to do some Google marketing and some Facebook marketing. We saw a big improvement in our Google activity. Let's see. The question was successes, right? Oh,
Hmm.
the customer, the videos that you guys came and did, that you guys connected us with the videographer to come and do for the
Hmm.
web page, but we've also used for some of our marketing.
Yep.
The customer testimonials, the
Hmm.
guidance about developing our brand a little bit more, being more, putting a face to the company, more than we had previously. I would say all of those things have been very successful for us.
How would you describe communication and support since you've been working with us?
Yeah, that is, I would say, super high marks. We can email, call, text, and get a response. And it is There's always good follow-up, and it doesn't matter if it's to something that you guys have talked to us about before, something that you came to us and offered in your original conversation. It can be even something, hey, we have this new thing going on and we need help with it. We needed help with getting our Google profile resolved with some issues and how they connected to the service or the software package that we use for running all of our company on. You
Hmm.
guys took care of that. There's been just a number of things that I think if we weren't dealing with you would have been those type of red tape admin things that I don't think we would have ever gotten resolved. I might have just had too much effort and walked away from them. So responsiveness has been great.
And what kind of results have you seen since working with us?
You guys are really good about bringing us results to the table when we talk at least once a month. We almost immediately saw documented numbers showing that the spend that we were doing with you guys was at least paying for itself.
Hmm.
Plus, we were getting other residual growth and what I call just general brand recognition was improving. We've had the strongest numbers in our Google profile that we've ever had. And I said, like I said, we've used three or four other companies before working with you guys. Definitely have seen a big uptick in Facebook activity. And again, it was for us realizing, yeah, we want to do needs-based marketing, which is sort of more like the Google profile. Somebody's out there actively searching for a very specific thing. I need a septic pump out today. My septic is failing. I need a septic install. But you guys have also helped us broaden our understanding of marketing to be more aware of we just need brand recognition. So that in addition to those that need-based marketing. I feel like, again, I don't know that we would have gotten there on our own if we had been working with you guys. And I want to segue right there for just a second. It's probably not on your question list, but companies like us can't frequently, I can't go out and probably warrant hiring a full-time marketing person or even a full-time salesperson. We're a small family company or mid-sized family company, and we wear a lot of hats. And so we've always known that we have a gap in those areas, but this has been by far the best way we've had to fill those gaps and not just take care of tasks, but also help educate us maybe on how to see some things differently.
Awesome. So how has this uh, success changed or improved or impact your business?
Yeah, well, we talked about on the Google Leads and just our, like I would say, our pump truck is staying more consistently booked out. Instead of 3 to 4 days, we've been up to as much as 5 or 6 days booked out, which is enough for us to actually, we talked about that. That was one of the goals when we first got introduced was what are some of the things you want to do when we're looking at adding additional equipment. And based on the fact that we feel like we are more stable and we have weathered some, we haven't seen the business do this as much. We've seen it more stabilized. So we're really looking at adding new equipment, which is great to feel like you've got the foundation to do that. And the statistics and the information to back it up to feel like you can make an educated business decision to do so. Um, Another thing that we haven't talked about yet is the integration with our software package has been great. But what's the correct technical term for the marketing lead? What do I want to call that? Where we do all of
CRM?
our, I'm sorry, what?
The CRM?
Yes. Your CRM system has been incredibly helpful for managing leads. Our business software does have some functionality in that, but this has been better in some areas than what was integrated. We're using that to track, like when we do in-person marketing events, we're adding our leads into your CRM system now. That was another thing that you guys did specific for us. You helped us connect our QR code and our web page to be a form fill so that those leads can come directly in. You guys also connected with our software package to bring leads out of our software package into the CRM. So those things have been very helpful. And the other thing is that kind of ties into the automation, which we really haven't talked about either. Um, we did a year in review with our team a couple of months ago for 2025. And the call volume when we went back and pulled our data was staggering. And all that is to say, we're not going to be able to catch every call. We're not going to always have somebody available to answer the phone. So the automation from the CRM system that's giving text and email responses has been very helpful. I think it's helped us keep leads fresh and engaged between the time when they come in to when, I have or our office manager has an hour to sit down and follow back up with everybody.
Has there been any other expected wins or benefits since you started working with us?
I think we talked about it, but to me, personalizing the brand and helping us bridge the idea of like you guys talked about that it was just more successful to yeah, we're a company family, so let's put our face out there. Let's have our guys waving on the web page. We've used that on our marketing materials now. It's I'm a finance person, so maybe I'm not as soft and fluffy in sales as I as I could be and not as aware. So things like that, I'm like, I would have never thought about investing in that or that it would make a difference, but I really do think it has, to the point that we had a customer call and sign up, and he was speaking to Maddie, and he was like, "Oh, you're one of the people on the website picture." It was like, "Yeah,
Oh,
I am."
that's so nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Little
What would
things that you would not think would make a business be distinguished or would stand out from a marketing perspective, but they are.
she established rapport with that
Mhm.
customer like online without them
Yes,
even knowing who she
yes,
That's good.
yes.
What would you say to other septic and excavation companies that are considering working with us?
Yeah, you may remember our first conversation, Scott. I was really skeptical after having been with three or four other companies and just like, again, I'm not a salesperson. I don't like heavy talk. I'm much more like, let me under promise and over deliver. So I was kind of jaded on the whole marketing spend, even though I knew that we needed as a business to start investing in some marketing someplace. So I would say figure out what's going to help you get over that fear, that hump that's going to let you feel like it's worth the risk, whether it's listening to people like me, whether it's figuring out what quick wins, like I felt like with the web page, that are going to make you feel like if I put my time and effort into this, because our time is valuable, we have limited resources. Like I said, we wear a lot of hats. So I could, spend my time and my money both on a wide array of things. And in doing so, it really helped me get over that concern, like I said, being jaded about whether or not it was all going to be talk and nothing tangible. By identifying and having a conversation with you, like what are some real tangible things? So the web page was one, the video, the customer testimonials. I was like, worst comes to worst, I can feel like really good that if we get on the other side of this and I'm not thrilled with the way it's helping my marketing or my revenue, I can feel like I got these tangible things out of it. So for me, that helped me get over the fear of, jumping back in and trying again with another company.
Is there anything else you'd like to share about your experience of working with us?
We talked about online presence. We talked about brand development, automation. Like I said, I think I'm just going to reiterate out of four or five different versions of marketing, webpage, management. Um, this has been not only the most successful, it's just very distinctively different experience than we've had with other companies. So I just want to reiterate that and just say we've been really thankful for the help and really feeling like that partnership and that support relationship. Um, which again, as a small business, when you wear a lot of hats, and like I said, I'm the IT person. I'm not really qualified to be an IT person. It's scary that if you ask who manages IT in your company, I'd be like, I do. So when we have things that we don't understand when it comes to our web page or our Google profile or this or that, it's great to be able to reach out and have somebody that does have more expertise, that we can have a conversation with.
So I guess the almighty question, would you recommend Excavation Marketing Pros to other septic and excavation contractors?
I definitely would recommend others, and I just spent a lot of time talking about it. But again, I would say a marketing company that's willing to say, yes, we're going to help you with marketing, which some people can say are soft or intangibles. You guys have metrics to measure. So that's a great reason to say why I would recommend you is because you're going to follow up and back up. And you and I even talked about initially, we set some goals and some sort of minimums and thresholds. And if we didn't hit those by a certain time, then we were going to reevaluate our business partnership. And so I appreciated that because, like I said, we have limited resources. We needed to make sure if we invested time and money that we were going to be able to measure that and get it back. So yes, I would recommend you guys for that. I would recommend you for the responsiveness, the automation. Um, yeah, I mean, after listening to this conversation and the things I've said, it really is kind of a full spectrum approach, where as other experiences have been very limited and very narrow in what people are willing to offer and help with.